Hi, my name is Brian Wagner, and today I'm going to be discussing what is called burnout amongst the EMTs, paramedics, and firefighters. I'm going to use the term first responder to describe all three of these professions because they are all linked in some way, shape, or form. You may have different jobs to do when you get on scene, and you may ride in a different kind of truck, but for the most part, there's no difference. You work the same schedule, you work the same amount of hours, and you deal with the same things. PublicSafetyDegrees.com, an article called EMT and Paramedic Burnout and How to Cope by Jamie Perkins, defines burnout as exhaustion of physical or emotional strength or motivation, usually as a result of prolonged stress or frustration. You see a lot of this in this field. Just being in back of this rescue unit that I'm sitting in now can cause a lot of the stress and the anxiety, because you have people back here that are very sick, and you have to make decisions a lot of times that are, life altering to them, and you hope that you make the right decisions, which is very, very stressful, and over time can have long lasting effects on you. It is not only the people that you've saved, but the things that you've seen, or the people that didn't make it that you were trying to save. EMSworld.com, Earlier Than Too Late, by John Erich, burnout by first responders leads to PTSD, substance abuse, and a lot of times suicide, which is, I've been lucky enough not to see the suicide part in my career. I have seen a lot of the post-traumatic stress disorders because of things that we go to. I mean, we see things that 99% of the general population does not see, and we see it on a daily basis. And over time, that just leads to you, either blocking stuff out or not wanting to discuss stuff, and it just ends in post-traumatic stress disorder. Us as first responders, we have very strong characteristics. We don't like to talk to people. We like to keep all of our emotions inside like we can handle it. And sometimes you just can't, and you need to talk to somebody. An article in EMS1.com, Joining EMS, states that the average career of an EMT, paramedic, or firefighter is around 4 to 5 years. At that point in time, a lot of people have to make a decision. Do I want to keep doing this job? How can I cope with what I've seen? That's when the burnout usually starts to set in. It's around that time that you just start, processing everything that you've seen. And if you don't have a good escape for how you're feeling and somebody to talk to, and you keep it all bottled up inside, it can lead to substance abuse. It can lead to, suicide. It leads to a lot of different things. The divorce rate among first responders is very high, and a lot of that has to do with the stress and the burnout of the job. You bring it home with you, and you tend to take it out on people that you care about, and if you don't deal with it in the right ways, it ends up leading to divorce. In the gyms.com article, Workplace Fatigue by Brian Fass states that first responders are the only job left today that work 24-hour shifts without any guaranteed breaks. You have no guaranteed sleep time. You could come into work and you could not eat all day, or you could come into work and you can stay up all day and all night. You're not guaranteed any sort of break or sleep, which leads to the fatigue, which leads to the burnout over time. And so then you end up with the PTSD, you end up with the suicide, you end up with the divorce, you end up with numerous different things. There's tons of signs and symptoms of the burnout, just getting frustrated with people easy, and you have to deal with people on a day-to-day basis, so that's hard to do. Some of the coping mechanisms that you can try is stop working overtime. A lot of people work overtime because this job doesn't pay well either, and that leads to stressors. You can engage people outside of EMS and first responders, and you can talk to different people and make different friends. And then, sometimes it just leads to you just happen to find a new job. You just can't deal with it. And then you end up having to find a new job. And then a lot of times that is the answer. I hope that I've explained a lot of the process of this and you understand what goes on a little bit better. I hope you have a good day, and thank you for listening. Here is my note card. Have a good day.